Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to solve Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Paper 4 calculator that is extended in a session May-June 2025 paper 4-3. So let's start with the first question. Question number 1, find the median of these numbers. 5, 11, 11, 13, 17, 21. So these numbers are arranged from lower to higher. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 numbers, right? So median is basically first you need to arrange the numbers from lower to higher, and then you have to pick the middle one. If the total numbers are odd, just pick the middle one. When the total numbers are even, since we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 numbers, so we need to pick the two middle numbers. So these are the two middle numbers, two on the left side, two on the right side. So add up the two middle numbers and divide by 2. That is the median. 24 divided by 2, that is equals to 12. So the median is 12. Question number 2, in triangle ABC, we have given AC, which is 21 meters, and BC, which is 15.9 meters. Use a ruler and compass only. Complete the scale drawing of the triangle. Use a scale of 1 centimeter, represent 3 meters. The side AB is drawn for you. Okay, so we have given that 1 centimeter is 3 meters. So 1 over 3 centimeter, that is 1 meters we have given. What about 21 meters? 21 over 3 centimeter, that is 21 meters. So 3 times 7 is 21, that is 7 centimeters. So this length would be 7 centimeter. And what about 15.9 centimeters divided by 3? This is 15.9 meters. Let me do this. 15.9 over 3, that is 5.3. This length is 5.3 centimeters, or we can say this was 5.3 centimeters. Okay, let me use a ruler and compass. In my year, the length, this is in centimeters, right? Okay, so the first AB is drawn for us, right? A to B. First AC, that length is 7 centimeter. So this is from 0 till 7. Okay, let me open the compass of length 7 centimeters. Bit wider. A little bit less. Yeah, that is 7 centimeters. So put the compass on A and draw an arc of length 7 centimeters. Now same from BC is 5.3. Here we have a number 5.5. This is 5.3. Yes. Put on B and draw an arc. The point where the two arcs intersect, that is the point C. So here is the point C. Okay. Now we have to join A with C and B with C. That is the triangle ABC. Question number 3. From this list, write down part A, a natural number. Okay, so it is a natural number. It is not natural. 23 is a natural number. Yes. Root 144 is 12, I guess. That is 12. You can also say this is 12. So this is a natural number. These two are not natural numbers. Part B, an irrational number. Irrational number is in the square root form. So this square root is, we can simplify this, but 15 square root is not simplified. Root 15 is, this is an irrational number, square root of 15. Question number 4, the diagram shows a pentagon made from two concurrent trapeziums. Okay, it is a pentagon which is made from two concurrent trapeziums. Okay, right. Now the area of the pentagon is given. Calculate the value of x. There are two concurrent trapeziums, so area of a pentagon is given to us, right? So we can say the area of this pentagon, this is basically equals to area of two congruent trapeziums. Right. So this is 130.2. Area of a trapezium, there are two trapeziums, two times. Area of a trapezium is half sum of parallel sides. So what are the parallel sides of this trapezium? This one and this one. These two are the parallel sides, x and 11.4. X plus 11.4 are the parallel side. And what is the height of the trapezium? This total is 14. So this is 7 and this is 7. So that multiplied by 7. Okay. So this 2 is cancelled out with 2. Dividing both sides by 7. Okay. So we can say 130.2 divided by 7, 18.6. This is equals to x plus 11.4. So from 18.6 subtract 11.4, this is your x. 7.2 is the value for x. Centimeters. Question number 5, part A, convert 780 centimeter square into meter square. Okay, so 1 meter has 100 centimeters, taking square on both sides. So 1 meter square equals to 100 times by 100. I guess 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 with 4 zeros. Centimeter square. We need to convert this centimeter into meter square. Okay, so what about 1 centimeter square? This is 1 over 10,000 meter square. Okay, what about 780 centimeter square? This is 780 divides 10,000. 780 divided by answer. This is 0.078 meter square. Part B, convert this meter cube into centimeter cube. All right, use the same conversion that 1 meter has 100 centimeters, taking the cube on both sides. Okay, so 1 meter cube is 100 cube into centimeter cube. What about 0.037 meter cube? This is 0.037 multiply 100 cube. Okay, 0.037 times 100 to the power 3. This is 337,000 centimeter cube. Question number 6. One titanium atom has a mass of this much grams. Calculate the number of titanium atoms in 1 kilogram of titanium. Give your answer in standard form. 1 kilograms. So 1 kilogram is equals to 1000 grams. Now here we have given the mass of atom. One titanium atom has a mass of this much, right? We need to calculate the number of titanium atoms in 1 kg of titanium. So 1 kg has 1000 gram and one atom has a mass of this much grams, right? We need to find out the mass of 1000 grams, right? So the number of atoms is basically the total mass. That is, the total mass is 1 kg, which is 1000 grams, divided by mass of each atom. Mass of one atom. Okay, so the total mass is 1000 grams. This is going to divide with the mass of each atom, which is 7.95 multiplied 10 to the power minus 23 grams. Okay, this is a mass of one atom. We need to find the mass of the number of atoms that has a mass of 1 kilogram. So 1 kilogram has 1000 grams, right? And 1000 gram is going to divide with the mass of each atom to get the number of titanium atoms. Grams divide cancel out with grams. Let me simplify. So 1000 divides 7.95. 95. Okay, so this is 125.786 times 10 to the power 23. When you shift the denominator to the numerator, it becomes a positive power. Now we need to move the decimal point 1 unit and 2 units to the right. So it is 1.257 times 10 to the power, we have to move 2 units to the right, 25, or 1.26 times 10 to the power 25. This is the mass of the number of titanium atoms in 1 kilograms of titanium. This is the answer in standard form. Question number 7, we have a universal set x where x is an integer, x is between 1 to 12. 1 and 12 both are included, right? All the numbers between 1 to 12, e is the even numbers. From 1 to 12, the even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. M multiples of 3. The multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, and 12 from 1 to 12, right? Now for part A, find the number of elements in a set M. So there are 4 elements in set M, which are 3, 6, 9, and 12. Part B, write down the set M intersection E. Okay, it's the M, E and M, their intersection. Okay, so 6 is common in both and 12 is common. So 6 and 12. All right. Part C, Y belongs to M union E union M complement. Write down a possible value of Y. Okay, so when you can do E union M. So this is 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and 12. And when we do E union M, its whole complement, it means these numbers are subtracted from the universal set. Now we are left with 1, 2 is cancelled, 3, 4, we have 5, 6, then we have 7, 8, 9, 10, and we have 11. So these numbers are the possible values of Y. So, right? So we can say Y can be 1, 5, 7, or 11. So these values belong to the complement. Question number 8, we need to factorize. Part A, 28 and 12. So 4 is common. 4 times 7 is 28xy and 4 times 3 is 12x. Now x is in both, so 4x is common. 7y minus 3 is a factor. So 4x into 7y minus 3. Part B. Okay, so this is 2 and 3. Let me simplify first. Y minus 3 and minus 6x plus 2xy. So if I can take one common, y minus 3 is left. Taking negative 2 and x is common. So just 2x positive, right? So it's negative 2 times 3 is 6 and 2x is common plus y. So 1 is common, y minus 3 is left, plus 2x is common, y minus 3 is the factor. So when we combine it, the factors are y minus 3 and 1 plus 2x. So y minus 3 and 2x plus 1 or 1 plus 2x. Question number 9, part A, we need to simplify. 5 times 7 is 35. X to the power 5 and x to the power 3. X to the power 5 plus 3 and y to the power 1 and y to the power 2. That is 35, x to the power 8 and y to the power 3. Part B, find the value of n. So 7 to the power n is basically 7 to the power, it's a fifth root, so 1 over 5. When the bases are same, we can compare the power, so n is 1 by 5. So the value of n is 1 divided by 5. Question number 10, we need to expand and simplify. Part A, 2x minus 5x plus x to the power 3. So when we arrange it, so the simplified answer is x cube, and this is 2 and minus 3, 5 is minus 3x plus x cube. Sorry, minus 3x. Part B, we need to expand this as well. Okay. So let me expand x with x minus 5 and plus 4 with x minus 5, and x plus 3 stays the same. This is x square minus 5x plus 4x minus 20, and x plus 3 is outside. Now x square minus x minus 20 and x plus 3 is outside. Now expand with x and expand with 3. So x with x square minus x minus 20 and plus 3 with x square minus x minus 20. X to the power 3 minus x to the power 2 minus 20x plus 3x square minus 3x minus 60. Okay, x cube and x square terms are 3 and minus 1 is 2x square, and the x terms are minus 20 and minus 3 is minus 23x and minus 60. Simplified answer is x cube plus 2x square minus 23x and minus 60. Question number 11. The table shows three sequences: sequence A, sequence B, and sequence C. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. We need to get the nth term. Complete the table. Okay. So, when the first term is 28, 22, 16. Okay, let me figure out the difference between the terms 28 and 22. In 28, when you subtract 6, you will get 22. In 22, if I subtract 6, 16. Yes. In 16, subtract 6 is 10. And 10 minus 6 is 4. And what is 4 minus 6? This is negative 2. So, sequence A, this is an arithmetic progression, right? So, its nth term is an equals to a plus n minus 1 into d, right? A is the first term, which is 28 plus n minus 1, and d is a common difference, minus 6. So it is 28 minus 6n and plus 6. So in 28 add 6. Sorry, 28 plus 6, 34. 34 minus 6n is the nth term for sequence A. 34 minus 6n. All right. Now moving to sequence B. Now for sequence B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 by 2. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 by 2 is 10. Yes. Well, so the numerator is basically 1, 2. First term 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. So it becomes 10. So this is 5 by 10. In the simplest form, it is 1 by 2. The next would be 6 over 11. Right? Okay, so the nth term for this sequence, the numerator is the same as the nth, first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, sixth term. So it is the numerator is just n. We need to figure out what is a denominator. So in n, if we add 5, 1 plus 5, 2 plus 5, 3 plus 5, 4 plus 5, 6 plus 5, 7 plus 5. So n plus 5. Now for sequence C, 1 by 4, 1 by 2, 1, 2, 4. Okay. So 1, 2, and 4. We can write this down 1 by 4 as 2 to the power minus 2, 2 to the power minus 1, 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2. Okay. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and 2 to the power 3 is the here. 8, 2 to the power 3. Right. So it is 2 to the power something. Right. So 2 to the power minus 2, 2 to the power minus 1, 2 to the power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3. So the base is 2. We need to figure out the powers. So the powers are minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So the difference of all of them is just 1. Right. So we can say nth term is a plus n minus 1 into d. The first term is minus 2 plus n minus 1. The common difference is just 1, right? So minus 2 plus n minus 1. So n minus 3. So the power is n minus 3. This would be the next term for the sequence C. Question number 12, find the value of k. Okay, this is 10 to the power 400, and here 10 to the power 220 plus 80. When the bases are same in the product, we can add the powers, right? 220 plus 80 is 300. This is a square root form, right? Now in square root, we have 10 to the power 400 over 10 to the power 300. Okay. In the next step, we can do a square root 10 to the power 400, 10 to the power minus 300. Shift this to the numerator. Now the bases are same. Again, we can simply add the powers 400 minus 300. Right. Further simplification give us 10 to the power. It's 10. Oh my god. This is just 10, not 100. 10 to the power 100, because 400 minus 100 is 100. 10 to the power 100, and the square root is basically the power of 1 by 2. 100 times it by 1 by 2 is 10 to the power 50. Right? And this is your right hand side. 10 to the power k. So what is the k value? K value is 50. Question number 13, line L has equation y equals to this. Part A, find the coordinates of the point where the line L intersect the y-axis. The line L intersect the y-axis, we can rewrite this equation as y equals to 2x minus 2 times 5 is 10. So the line L intersect the y-axis when the x component is 0. So when the x component is 0, so y component is only minus 10. Part B, find the x coordinate of the point where the line L intersect the line at y equals to 19. We need to just figure out the x component. So we need to compare both of them, right? 2x minus 10, this is equals to 19, y and the y. Okay, so 2x is from 19, add 10. So 2x becomes 29. What is x? 29 divided by 2. This is my x. 29 by 2 is 14.5 is the x value. Just the x coordinate we need to write down. Moving to part C, line P is perpendicular to line L. Line P passes through this point. Okay, find the equation of line P and give your answer in this form. Okay, line P is perpendicular to line L, so we can say the slope or the gradient of line P is negative reciprocal of the slope or the gradient of line L, because they are perpendicular, right? So minus 1 over, what is the slope of line L? Line L slope is a coefficient of x, which is 2. So the slope of line P is minus 1 by 2. So y equals to minus 1 by 2x plus c. To get the c value, use the point x is 2 and the y is 3. Okay, so y is 3 minus 1 by 2. The x is 2 plus c, 2 is cancelled out with 2. 3 plus 1, that is 4. This is the c value. So substitute the c value back into the equation. We will get y equals to minus 1 over 2x plus 4. Question number 14. Jess invests $1,400 in an account. The account pays compound interest at a rate of 4% per year. At the end of 4 years, the value of our investment is this much. Calculate the value of R. For compound interest, the formula is A equals to P into 1 plus R to the power T. So amount is 1,523.15. Investment is 1,400. 1 plus R percent, R over 100, and T is 4 years. Just solve for R. 1523.15 divided by 1,400. This is equals to 1 plus R over 100 to the power 4. Right? So multiply with the power 1 by 4, taking the power 1 by 4 on both sides. This is cancelled out. Let me simplify. 1523.15 divides 1,400 and take its power of 1 by 4. 1.02. Okay, this is equals to 1 plus r over 100. To solve for r, 1.02, subtract 1, right? And then multiply by 100, you will get the r value. Subtract 1, multiply by 100, this is 2.13. 2.13 is the value for r, the rate of interest. Question number 15. M is inversely proportional to the square root of t plus 2. M is inversely proportional to the square root of t plus 2. M value is 0.5 and the t value is 23. So M equals to some constant of proportionality k times 1 over root t plus 2. Let me solve for k. M into root t plus 2, that is my k value. So when we have given the m value and the t value, which is 0.5 and the t value is 23 plus 2, this equals to k. 0.5, 23 plus 2 is 25 and root 25 is just 5, right? 0.5 times by 5 is 5 by 2. The k, so the k value is 5 by 2, right? So now we have done with the k value. Now we need to find the m when t is 93, 98. So m would be equals to, the k is 5 by 2 square root of t plus 2. So m is equals to 5 by 2 root of 98 plus 2. 98 plus 2 is 100. 5 by 2 root. Question number 16. By shading the unwanted region of the grid, draw and label the region R which satisfy these three inequalities. Y is less than 3. So here is a line y equals to 3. Okay. I need to draw the dotted line. Y equals to 3. And the y is less than 3. The values that are less than 3 would be the shading. This one is the shaded region. Y is less than 3. Right. X is equals to 2 and less than 2. Here is a line x equals to 2 and less than 2. This is shaded. So for both of the inequality, y is less than 3 and x is equal and less than 2. So this will be the shaded one, right? We need to shade the unwanted regions, okay? For the first inequality, y is less than 3, right? So the unwanted region is the top shading. Top one is the unwanted region. So we need to shade the unwanted, not the wanted one. This region we do not need for the first inequality. And the second is x is less than and equals to 2. And x is greater than 2, we do not need the values which are more than 2. This is unwanted region, right? And for the next one, okay, and the third one is a line y is less than x plus 3. Okay, 3 is the y-intercept. Okay, the slope is 1, rise is 1 unit, run is 1 unit. This point, let me connect the 2 points. This is a line. When you connect the 2 points, yeah, this is a line, sorry. Okay, this is not the correct one, ignore this one. Okay, now for this line, the portion that is less, y is less than x plus 3. So this is a less portion, so we need to shade the unwanted region. We do not need the more portion. This is a more portion for the line, right? So now the region R is, this region is the region R. Okay, so we need to label the region R now. This is a region R. I hope this makes sense now. Question number 15. In the Venn diagram, shade the region A union B and its intersection with C complement. Okay, A union B. This is set A, this is set B. We need to take a union, and its union intersection with C complement, the region that is outside of C. This union and take the intersection with the C complement, the region that is outside of C. Okay. So this is C. A union B is a shading for the whole set A and the whole set B, right? C complement is a region that is outside of C, not this C, just the outer one. So the intersection of these two shading and the outer shading is just this one. Okay, let me shade it and show you guys. We are not including the C because it's a complement. Okay, so this is the shading. Question number 18. The diagram shows a solid cuboid with the side length 4.5, 8 and 13.2. Part A, calculate the volume of a cuboid. So the volume of a cuboid has a formula 2 into length times width plus width times height plus height times length. So the volume is 2 into 4.5 times by 8 plus 8 times 13.2 plus 13.2 times 4.5. Let me simplify this. Oh my god, my bad. This is not the volume. It's a formula for the surface area, not the volume. This is a surface area formula. Surface area. Calculate the total surface area of the cuboid. So we can use this over here, right? And the volume of a cuboid we can do over here. It's length into width into height. I'm really sorry for that. 4.5 into 8 into 13.2. Okay, 4.5, 8 and 13.2. That is the volume, which is 475.2 cubic centimeter, right? Now the next thing is finding the surface area. Surface area is 2 into 4.5 times by 8, 36. 8 times 13.2, 105.6. And we have 13.2 times 4.5, 59.4. Now let me add them up. 59.4, 105.6, 36, and surface area is 2 into 201, 402, 402 square centimeter. All right, so I'm really sorry for that. So the volume of a cuboid is length into width into height, but the surface area has a formula 2 into length into width plus width into height plus height into length, right? That is not the volume formula. I'm really sorry for that. Moving to part C, calculate the angle between AB and the horizontal base of the cuboid. The horizontal base, okay, this base and the angle between AB, A to B, and joining the base, this angle theta we need to measure. Okay, so for this, the first thing is to, you can see the base is the rectangle for the cuboid. So this length is 13.2, this length is 4.5. What is that length? It is a right angle triangle. It's a rectangle, so it is a right angle triangle. We can use a Pythagoras theorem to solve for this length. Let's say this length is x squared. The hypotenuse is 13.2 square plus 4.5 square, right? So what is x? 13.2 square plus 4.5 square, and the square root of answer is 13.945. 13.9 we can say, right? This length is 13.9 and we have this length. So angle front side is opposite and adjacent. We use a ratio for the tangent, right? So we can say tangent of theta, the opposite is 8 and the adjacent is 13.9. Get the value for theta, which is tangent inverse of 8 over 13.9. 8 divided by answer and do the tangent inverse of answer. 29.8 degrees is the angle. 29.8 degrees. Question number 19. The table shows some information about the height of 200 plants. The height, the cumulative frequency. Okay. Part A, draw a cumulative frequency diagram to show this information. We have a cumulative frequency on the vertical axis and the height on the horizontal axis. When the height is 30, it's 6. For 30, that is 6. Okay, so it's each one is this length is 40, right? And each box is, and the total boxes are 10, so 40 over 10. So this is just 4. We need to figure out where is 6. So 4, 8, 6 is over here in the middle. Okay, now 40, 42. 40, this is 40 and 42. Okay, and then 50, 76. For 50 we have to find where is 76. 44, 48, 48, and then plus 2 is 50. Okay, corresponding to 50. Yeah, for 50 we have 76. So this is 40, 44, 48. 48 plus 4 is 52, 52, and then 56, and then 60. So 64, and then 68, and then 72 and 76 over here. Yeah. For 60 it is 170, 60, 160, 164, 168, and then 172. It is in the middle. 170. 70 it is 190. Okay, corresponding to 70 we have 190. So 190 over here. 160, 164, 168, 172, 176, 170. 6, and then 180, 184, right? 184, and then 84, 86, and it is in the middle. 190. Yeah. For 80 it is just 200. For 80 we have to just find the 200, right? Let me draw the cumulative frequency diagram by connecting all the points. Okay, this is how your cumulative frequency diagram look like. Now for the part B, find an estimate of the 75th percentile. So that is 75 over 100 multiplied by total number of plants, which are 200. So hundreds are cancelled with 100. 75 times by 2. 150th value we need to figure out. Where is 150? Okay, in terms of centimeter, right? 150 is in the middle of 120 and 160. Okay, this is 120, 124, 128, 128, and then add up 4 with 132, right? So 120, 124, 128, 132, 136, 140. We need to figure out 150. Okay, 144, 148, and the next one would be 152. So then in the middle. Let me check the height. It might be different in your case. It basically depend on the cumulative frequency diagram. So according to me, it is 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56 centimeter is the height for 75th percentile. Question number 20. Stephen has two bags, A and B, each containing red sweets and yellow sweets only. He picks two sweets at random, from one from bag A and other from bag B. Okay. The probability that Stephen picked red sweet from bag A, okay, probability for red from bag A is 3 by 5. The probability that Stephen picks red sweets from bag A and red sweet from bag B is 2 by 15. Okay. Find the probability that Stephen picks a red sweet from bag B. Alright, so we have given the probability that he picks a red from bag A is this. And red from bag A and red from bag B, both the probabilities, the two sweets basically he picked, right? Okay, so probability of red from bag A multiply the probability of red from bag B. This is 2 by 15 and means multiply. So probability of red from bag A is given 3 over 5. This multiply probability of red from bag B, 2 by 15. So figure out the probability of red from bag B. This is 2 by 15 multiply 5 over 3. Okay, so the probability is 2 times 5 over 15 times 3. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 3 is 15, so 2 by 9 is the probability of red in bag B. Part B, find the probability that Stephen picks yellow sweet from bag A and a yellow sweet from bag B. Okay, so we can say bag A. Okay, so the probability of red is given for bag A is 3 over 15, 3 over 5. So the probability of not red is basically the probability of yellow, which is 1 minus 3 by 5. 5 times 1 is 5 and 5 minus 3 is 2 by 5. That is a probability for the yellow. Now for bag B, the probability of red we have done, which is 2 by 9. And what is a probability of not red, which is a probability of yellow? That is 1 minus 2 by 9. That is 7 by 9. Now we need to find the probability that he picks a yellow sweet from bag A yellow and bag B yellow. So just the product. Okay, we can say, so the probability of yellow from bag A multiply the probability of yellow from bag B, 2 by 5 and 7 by 9, just a product. 2 by 5 multiply 7 by 9. 2 times 7 is 14 and 5 times 9 is 45. So 14 over 45 is a probability. Question number 21. The diagram shows an equilateral triangle ABC. It is an equilateral triangle. Means all the three sides and three angles are equal. With all sides of length 12 centimeter. This is 12, this is 12, this is 12. Okay. A and P is a sector of a circle with the center A. A, N and P. This is a sector of a circle, some circle, and its center of that circle is A. N lies on AC such that AN and NC is 2 by 1. AN is 2 and NC is 1 and the total ratio is 3. P lies on AB such that AP is again 2 and PB is 1 and the total ratio is 3. Calculate the area of the shaded region. So area of a shaded region, we can first find out the area of an equilateral triangle, right? And then subtract the area of a sector, because sector is not shaded. We will get the unshaded area, right? Okay, the shaded area is area of equilateral triangle ABC. From the whole area, subtract area of a sector. A and B. Okay, so area, as we know, all the angles are 60 for this equilateral triangle. Okay, so we can say, and the side lengths are 12, this length is 12. Area of a triangle is half the two sides and the sine of angle between them. The two sides are 12 into 12 and sine 60 minus. Now area of a sector is theta over 360 pi r square, right? Okay, 2 times 6 is 12, and what is 6 times 12? 72 times by sine 60 degree. Sine 60 is root 3 over 2. 72 multiplied by root 3 divided by 2, and theta is again 60 over 360 pi r square, the radius. Now we are stuck in the radius of this sector, right? This length is 2, this length is 2, and the whole length is 3, right? So this whole length is a sum of 2 and 1. This is 2 and this is 1, and the whole length is basically 3. So if 3 is equals to 12, 3 represents 12. So what 1 represent, which is 12 over 3, 3 times 4 is 12. So we need to figure out what 2 represent, which is 4 times 2, that is 8. So this length is 8 centimeter and this length is 4 centimeter. 8 plus 4 makes, we can say, the radius of this arc, right? So the radius is 8 square. Alright, so we can say 72 is cancelled out with 2. 2 times 3 is 6 and 2 times 6 is 12. So this is 36 root 3 minus 0 is cancelled with 0. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 1 over 6 pi, and 8 square is 64, right? Now 64 and 6 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. Simplified answer 36 root 3 minus 32 over 3 pi. Okay, 36 root 3 minus 32 pi by 3. 28.8 centimeter square is the shaded area. Question number 22. A metal cube has a mass correct to 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place is 0.1, right? And correct to, so you need to divide it by 2. Part A, find the lower bound of the mass. Lower bound, it means 14.2 subtract 0.1 by 2. Okay, this is 0.05, I guess. Yeah, 14.2 subtract 0.05 is 14.15 grams. This is a mass of the lower bound of the mass of the cube. Part B, the side length of a cube is 1.3 centimeter correct to 1 decimal place, again 0.1. Calculate the upper bound of the density of the metal. Okay, so the density is mass over the volume. Density is mass over the volume. It's a cube, right? Okay, so we need to figure out the upper bound for this. Okay, so the density upper bound, it means the mass upper bound and the volume lower bound. All right, so the density upper bound the mass upper bound. This is a mass we have done with the lower bound of the mass, right? So the mass upper bound, it means in 14.2 we need to add 0.05, and the volume of a cuboid is volume of cube. This is side cube. So this side is, so we need to figure out the lower bound for the volume. So 1.3 we need to subtract 0.05 and its whole cube. For the lower bound we need to subtract the 1 decimal place, right? Okay, now so simplify 14.2 minus 14.2 add 0.05, this is 14.25 over 1.3 minus 0.05 and take its cube. This is 1.953. 14.25 divided by answer 7.296 grams per centimeter cube. That is a density. Question number 23. The diagram shows a frostum made by removing a small cone from a large cone. Okay. The height of a small cone is 7.5 centimeter. The height of the frostum is 4.5 centimeter. The radius of a large cone is 4.2 centimeter. Work out the volume of a frostum. Okay. So what is the height of the large cone? So if the smaller cone and the frostum is given, so the height of the larger cone is the sum of 7.5 and 4.5, right? So 7.5 plus 4.5, that is 12 centimeter is the height of the larger cone. Okay. Right, so to get the volume of a frostum, we need to subtract the volume of a larger cone, subtract the smaller one, right? Okay, so first we need to know the height of a larger cone is 12, the height of a smaller cone is 7.5. The volume of the radius of a larger cone is 4.2, but we don't know the radius of the smaller cone. So let's say the radius is r. Since these two shapes are mathematically similar, so ratios of their corresponding sides are equal. So we can say the radius of smaller and the radius of larger equals to the height of smaller over the height of a larger. Radius of smaller, radius of larger is 4.2. Height of smaller is 7.5. Height of larger is 12. Let me solve for the radius of a smaller over 12 times 4.2. 7.5 times 4.2 divided by 12. The radius is 2.625 centimeter. This is the radius of the smaller cone, right? Now we have all the unknowns, right? So now to work out the volume of a frostum, it means we need to find the volume of the larger cone, subtract the volume of a smaller cone. We will get the volume of the frostum, right? So the volume of frostum is equals to volume of large cone minus volume of small cone, because small cone is not shaded, it's not the part of the frostum, right? So what is the formula for the volume of a cone? So volume of cone has a formula pi by 3 radius square height. We have the radius of both cones and we have the heights of both cones, right? So now let me simplify. Volume of frostum is pi by 3, radius of large is 4.2 square and the height of large is 12, minus pi by 3, the radius of small is 2.625 square and its height is 7.5. Okay, the volume is pi by 3. Let me take it outside. Let me simplify. 4.2 square times by 12, 211.68 minus 2.625 square times 7.5. that is 5 1.679 and 211.68. Subtract answer. So the volume is pi by 3 times it by 160.00. You can see, times it by pi by 3. 167. So we got the volume, that is 167.55, or rounded to 168 cubic centimeter. Right. Question number 24. The histogram shows information about the distance some people travel to work, the frequency, density, and the distance. Part A. Use the histogram to complete the table. The distance d in kilometer is given 0 to 5, 5 to 20, and 20 to 50. We need to find the number of people. Basically, number of people are the frequency. So what is frequency density? Frequency density is basically equals to frequency over the class width, and frequency density multiplied by class width is the frequency, right? We need to figure out the number of peoples. Basically the frequency we need to figure out. Frequency densities are multiplying by the class width. So between 0 to 5, this interval, what is the frequency density? The frequency density is 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8. 2.8 is a frequency density, and the class width is 0 to 5 is just 5. So 2.8 times by 5, right? Now for the next 5 to 20, between 5 till 20, what is the frequency density? Okay. Between 5 to 10, the frequency density is 3.1234. This is 3.4. and this is just 2. So the frequency density is the sum of 3.4 and 2. So that is 5.4 is the frequency density, and the class width, the difference of 20 and 5 is 15. Okay, 20 till 50. Okay, so this class width is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. This is 1.6, and this is 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. 1.6 and 0.4. So 4 plus 6 is 10, 1 and 0, 1 plus 1 is 2. So the frequency density is 2. Multiply the class width between 20 and 50 is 30 is the class width, right? Let me simplify. 2.8 times by 5 is 14. 5.4 times by 15 is 81. And whereas we are not supposed to do like that. Between 0 to 5, this interval frequency density is 2.8. So 2.8 multiplied by 5, you will get the frequency, or the number of peoples are 14. Now 5 to 20. 5 to 20 break into two intervals. 5 to 10, 10 to 20. 5 to 10 it is 34, and 10 to 20 it is just 2. So how can we get for this interval? Let me show you. Okay, so this class width is 5 to 10, the class width is 5. 10 to 20, the class width is 5. Okay, so between 5 to 20, we can say 5 is a class width multiplied by 3.4 plus 10 is a class width multiplied by 2. Okay, 5 times 3.4, that is 17, and 10 times 2 is 20. 17 plus 20 is 37. Sorry. Between 20 and 50, again we have two intervals. 20 to 30, the class width is 10, and the frequency density is 1.6, plus 30 to 50, 30, 40, 50, the class width is 20, and this is 0.4. 10 times 1.6 plus 20 times 0.4, 24. So 24 are the number of people. I hope this makes sense now. Okay, now for part B, the people who travels a distance greater than 35 kilometer to work have a car allowance. Calculate and estimate number of peoples, these people who have a car allowance. Okay, car allowance are the people who travel the distance more than 35 kilometer. 35, more than 35. Okay, so more than 35, this is more than 35. Okay, between 30 to 50, the frequency density is 0.4. So where is 35? Here is the number 35. So between 35 to 50, again the class width is 50 minus 35, that is 15, and the frequency density is 0.4. So we need to find the number of people are 15 times 0.4. So 15 times 0.4 is 6.06. Yeah. So 6 people will get the car allowance. Question number 25 part A. Sketch the graph of y equals to sine x for x is between 0 to 360 degree. Okay, so sine has a maximum 1 and the minimum -1. So it has a 0 and then 1 and then -1 and then again 0. Okay, so let me break it. Let's say this is 180, this is 120, and this is 270. Okay, no need to label the other numbers because we know sine 0 is 0, sine 180 0, sine 360 0, and it has a maximum and the minimum 1 and -1. So first it is 0, the maximum, and then it moves to 0, the minimum, and then again 0. So this is how the sketch look like. Part B, solve this equation for 0 to 180. Okay, so 5 sine x is 1 minus 2. Shifting the 2 on the other side becomes -1. So 5 sine x becomes -1 and sine x is -1/5. Okay. Alright, so here the sine function is negative. So we have to use sine is negative in which quadrant? Let me check. By using the CAS rule, C, A, S, and T, all sine, tangent, and cos. So sine is positive in the first and in the second quadrant, and in negative in third and the fourth quadrant. So for these quadrant we have x, 180 minus x, 180 plus x, and 360 degree minus x. Okay, let me solve for x. X would be equals to sine inverse of 1/5. Most of the students ask me in a comment section why I'm not putting this minus sign. Have I forgot it? So basically, whenever we have a negative, we have to solve with a positive, and then we can check sign is negative in the third and the fourth quadrant and use these two operations. Okay, so sine inverse of 1/5. It is in degrees. My calculator is in degrees, right? So the x value is 11.54 if I round it. Okay. Now sine is negative in third and the fourth quadrant. Let me figure out for the third quadrant. The operation is 180 degree plus that value of x. Okay, plus 180. So the solution is 191.536. 191.5. This is first solution for x, and for the fourth quadrant sine is negative, and it is 360 degree minus that 11.54. 360 minus 11.54, the solution is 348.5. if I round it, 348.5 degrees, and these two values of x belongs to 0 to 360 degree. Question number 26. The diagram shows a quadrilateral OXP and Y with the diagonal meeting at T. The diagonals of the quadrilateral meeting at point T. O to x is 3a, O to y is 12b. Find xy in terms of a and b. X to y is x to o and then o to y. X to y is from x to o you have to go, and then o to y. When you move x to o is negative 3a, and when you move from o to y is positive 12b. So minus 3a plus 12b is the value for xy. Okay, now for part B we have ty x to t and t to y. This is in the ratio of 1 and 2. X to t is 1 by 3 of xy and t to y is 2 by 3 of xy. We have xy, right? Minus 3a plus 12b. Yp is given. Where is yp? Yp is given to us, right? Find the ratio OT and TP. O to T and T to P. This ratio we need to figure out. Okay, so first let me figure out what is O to T. We move O to T is O to Y and then Y to T. OT is OY and then YT. OT is O to Y, 12b. Y to T is minus 2 by 3 of xy. 12b minus 2 by 3 of xy is minus 3a plus 12b. Let me simplify. OT is 12b plus 3 is cancelled with 3 and minus times minus is plus, just 2a is left, and 2 times 12 is 24b over 3. Okay. Right, minus 2 by 3 times by 12. Yes, this is 8. And we have 12 minus 8 is 4. 2a plus 4b. This is my OT. Let me work on TP. Alright, so T to P, here is TP. We move T to P is T to Y and then YP. TY, YP. T to Y is 2 by 3 of XY and YP is 5a minus 2b. Okay, 5a minus 2b. TP, 3 is cancelled with 3 minus 2a and 2 by 3 times by 12. Sorry. 2 by 3 times by 12 is plus 8b plus 5a minus 2b. Okay, so TP is 5 minus 2 is 3a, 8 minus 2 is 6b. Okay, so if I can, for OT, we can take 2 common, a plus 2b. For TP, we can take 3 common, a plus 2b. Okay, now we need to figure out what is the ratio of OT and TP, right? So OT ratio TP. OT is 2, a plus 2b, 3, a plus 2b. A plus 2b is cancelled out, so the ratio we are left with 2 ratio 3. Right. So that is the last question of our paper. If you have any queries, please let me know in the comment section and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.